Well, hi everyone. My name is Victor Melendez, and this is a video for professional disposition of a school counselor. As a professional school counselor, I will show advocacy, empathy, commitment to data-driven, and equitable support for all the students, guided by the American School Counselor Association. When we talk about qualities and attitudes, we must mention the empathetic advocacy that basically is to understand the challenges of my students and advocate for them while providing a fostering environment. Also, I must include a cultural competence and be inclusive. Basically, this is to be aware of including the students' and treat them cultural background and treat them with dignity. In addition, I must create a safe space where my students feel comfortable and secure to talk about school issues, keeping an environment of trust and keeping myself approachable. Also, when we talk about qualities and attitudes, I must keep myself as a reflective professional, being aware of self-appraisal and using supervision for professional growth. The last quality and attitude mentioned by ASCA is to show ethical integrity, which basically is to prioritize student welfare. Speaking about behaviors and competencies of a school counselor, to guide my thinking and actions, I must stay data-driven, which is basically to analyze the student performance, attendance, records, behavioral data, to implement effective interventions that really work for the school and for the student. In the same topic, I must provide direct counseling to individuals and groups. And sometimes I'm going to provide indirect counseling services, such as collaboration with parents, staff, and the school community. At the same time, it is expected from my position to exhibit systematic leadership, which basically calls for taking the lead to create systematic changes to the school environment, which improve the school environment with students. It's also an expected behavior that I collaborate closely with teachers and administration to deliver a comprehensive program that supports the school academic mission. Also, a great competency that I already possess is to be able to communicate effectively using excellent verbal and listening skills to communicate complex information to different stakeholders. For example, when I hold my parent-teacher conference, or maybe an administration meeting, SBOT, PTA meeting, or other type of meeting that we usually do at school levels. Professional standards and competencies and behaviors that I need as a school counselor. I feel that being a teacher of 12-year career as a teacher, I've been collaborating a lot with other teachers while we do conferences or we do professional growth and other type of meetings at school level. We also value the standards, and we guide, or we try to guide the students to be social justice, making sure that we provide opportunities for all of my students, as well as I try to stay proactive when we talk about self-care system to avoid burnouts and to keep the ability to care for my student at 100%. The dispositions, discussion of the disposition that I currently possess. When I reflect on the dispositions that I currently possess, I recognize as strengths that this disposition will make me a successful school counselor. I must mention that I believe that all students can learn and should be supported with realistic expectation for student success. These goals align with reflective and with the fact of knowing the students' motivation, skills, and goals that will allow students to thrive. in academic matters. Another important disposition for me is that I already believe that as a school counselor, you exhibit an ethical behavior that is very alike the teacher's ethical behavior with grades. We rely on data for that. Also, with my 12 years of teaching experience, I feel that I am in a good position to support students through professional friendliness, warmth, and genuine caring in the relationship with them and provide them with intellectual, emotional, and spiritual support. I also believe that the disposition that I most possess is to stay committed or the commitment to the profession of teaching and learning. As a teacher, my north is to create critical thinkers that worry about the society that we live in and makes better citizens. How the disposition will help me build stronger relationship? Stronger relationship could help with the school counselor dispositions to demonstrate my ability to understand my student by practicing cultural competence, which basically requires my active work to understand diversity of backgrounds, different religious contexts, and provide personal one-to-one support. In addition, the disposition helped me to reduce personal biases and to reduce stereotypes to ensure that I stay empathetic and open to help all students. Also, I will actively advocate for equity, including those students with learning disabilities, and more important, I will be an active listener that builds strong relationships with my student by taking the time to listen to them, be empathetic with them, and ask questions to assure effective communication. At last, I am committed to inclusion without looking at race, gender, sexual orientation, or social economical status. And I will seek student success and promote. I will seek and promote student success for every single one of them. As areas of growth, and as I enter my first year as a school counselor, I will say that I will have to work with keeping in mind social justice while promoting equity without letting unconscious bias to interfere with my judgment as a school counselor and not a teacher. Since I will be a school counselor, I'm not a teacher anymore. To help me, I will use my evaluations, observations, student data, and adjust my school counselor disposition and teaching practices to benefit learning. I will keep up the same growth mindset that I have shown up to date, helping turn that data into actionable student-centered interventions to promote student success. I will also use self-evaluation data that will help me stay focused and responsive to student needs. When in doubt, I will use collaboration with other teachers, staff, counselors, and stakeholders to improve my impact on student outcomes. Last, I will use my observation feedback to collaborate with my administrators to refine and reshape my approach to always be proactive and inclusive. Thank you for watching.